Welcome back. Despite the last week of the year normally being pretty quiet, we still have plenty to cover in the Hedera ecosystem, and plenty to be excited about going into 2022. The Hedera network passed a major milestone, processing 2 billion transactions this past Wednesday. The first billion transactions took nearly 2 years. The second billion was measured in months. I'm looking forward to when we're doing 1 billion transactions per month, then every week, every day, hour, and so on as the usage increases exponentially. Still, it's nice to celebrate an impressive achievement. We got the opportunity to touch base with the HBAR Foundation to get some insight into what they're planning for 2022. So today we're lucky enough to have Shayne Higdon, the CEO of the HBAR Foundation. For anybody that doesn't know, the HBAR Foundation are stewards of over 5 billion HBAR that will be used to help build the HBAR economy and raise awareness around the Hedera ecosystem. Shayne, welcome.
Thanks a lot, Brandon. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get right into it, Shayne. What's the foundation's direction and what are your goals for 2022?
Great question. I'll start actually by reminding everyone what our vision and our mission is, right? Web3 is really about ownership. And so we believe that there are going to be groups that are going to form digitally native communities to control their own assets, identities, data, marketplaces, economies, and so much more. And we want to be the main facilitator of that. We believe we're going to do this by empowering the builders, the creators, innovators, and individuals to build their own economies in this ecosystem. So we support the Hedera technology, as you guys know, because we believe it's the most effective for everyone to create their own applications and economies. We, as a foundation, are going to provide financial and marketing support to projects building on Hedera. So I know that, one of the big elements that everybody's talking about, in the Twitterverse or anything else is, when is the HBAR Foundation going to market? And we do have a lot of things that we are working on actively. And specifically, we're going to be marketing through some of the projects that we actually are launching and going to be announcing over the course of 2022. To do that, though, there are really 3 key goals that we have as a foundation for 2022. And that is, first, we want to be able to grow the awareness of the HBAR economy. So this really talks about marketing. How do we have much more brand engagement by brands that you're aware of? But also, how do we focus on telling our story, controlling the narrative that says, look, this is the most efficient. Now we've crossed 2 billion transactions on the network. So how do we tell that story along with the so many other stories of applications that people are building on top of Hashgraph? And certainly we want and are going to elicit more, DEXs, DAOs, exchanges, on-ramps, and various things going on into 2022. And we just need to tell the world about that. And so we're going to increase that in a significant way, capturing our share of voice. I know everyone is waiting on that. And so it takes a little bit of time to be organized. Otherwise, if we start marketing individual messages without a sustained drumbeat, then you're just throwing something against the wall, hoping it sticks. And we don't want to do that. We need to have themes as we take these messages to market, and we're doing that. So that's number 1, grow the awareness. The second is we want to accelerate access to the HBAR economy. So we want to team up with venture firms and others that are looking at making investments in the ecosystem, and how can we add fuel to their fire and accelerate and incentivize them building on top of Hedera. We believe we can do that in a real way, given the relationships that each of us have inside the HBAR Foundation. And so we are actively pursuing those conversations as we speak. And then finally, increasing commerce in the HBAR economy. You guys have seen announcements around various council members and CBDCs and other payment facilities, cross-border payments, et cetera. We need to increase that and continue to extend our reach so that there is significant commerce going on across the network. We're excited about those that have built on the Hedera network now. We know that we're going to continue that path, and we just need to be loud and proud about the activities that and projects that are partaking on the Hedera network.
Exciting stuff. Shayne, You're welcome back anytime to share your thoughts,
Great.
go over news, or do a longer form interview to allow a deep dive into what the foundation is doing. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to add to pass on to the community?
And nothing else. Just thank you guys for all of your support. I know that the anticipation is significant. I know you guys are rooting for us. I just want to say thank you for all that you've done in getting this far. I know that the HBAR Foundation is new to the entire community, but many of us inside the foundation are not. And so just really appreciate the continued support. Looking forward to seeing you out there in the social ecosystem.
Well, thanks again, and Happy New Year, Shayne.
You too, Brandon. Take care.
Mingo is an exciting new app that's being built on Hedera. They've been teasing that World Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury's NFT is going to launch on their platform. I'm looking forward to doing a short interview with the Mingo CEO next week, so let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Max Williams did a heck of an interview with Mance and Lehman this past week, and apparently part 2 is even better, so check it out when it drops early next week. And thanks to Max for putting out some great Hedera content. This past week proved a point that we've made a few times. Any technical analysis on the HBAR market is trumped by major moves in the broader crypto market. The trend line we highlighted last week was respected again, but eventually failed. The other key level we noted at the 0.382 fib extension level at about 30 cents also provided some support, but simply couldn't stand up to the double-digit decline in Bitcoin. Before we discuss the latest HBAR market developments, let's touch on what's going on in the rest of the crypto market. We're in some uncharted territory. I had been working under the assumption that we were following a 4-year cycle similar to 2013 or 2017 that saw Bitcoin top out in December. We have seen some amazing similarities in this cycle compared to previous cycles, especially early on. But one thing that we were hoping for, institutional involvement, may be causing us to stray a bit at this point, and the blow-off top that we saw the past couple times around has yet to materialize. Many analysts are pointing out that some of these larger institutions likely bought at higher levels this year, and it's natural for them to sell laggers for tax and portfolio reasons in December, and this is amplified due to the current wash rule exemption for crypto under current law. It's not something we had to consider in past cycles that were driven by retail. So it's helpful to listen to some of the mainstream financial outlets now covering crypto that understand how the big new players in the space think and operate. Several weeks ago, we shared how these December struggles were predicted by Raoul Pal of Real Vision. The silver lining is many who predicted the rocky markets for Bitcoin last month, including Raoul, were and are saying that these same institutions generally look to take on risk in January and believe that Bitcoin is likely to be bought this month. And just as a falling Bitcoin price causes headaches for the HBAR market, a rising Bitcoin is a heck of a tailwind. But obviously nothing's guaranteed, so it'll be interesting to see if their predictions pan out. With the above dynamics at play, we can't be surprised that Bitcoin and in turn HBAR have struggled this week. The real test will come Monday when institutions return to their trading desks. But we may see some strength over the weekend where there might be an opportunity for retail to front run a bit. At the time of recording, HBAR is sitting between 29 and 30 cents. With how many times we've moved through 30 cents like a hot knife through butter, both from below and above, it doesn't make much sense to treat it as resistance or support if we pop above at this point. Just like last week, I'm looking toward 35 cents for the next level of significant resistance. There's not much local support, but 28 cents looks like it may offer some weak support, with 24 cents being a bit stronger. There's always the potential for some market-moving news, and the big name that Shayne mentioned a few weeks ago should be expected to drop this week. But absent something like that, the HBAR will be dependent on the rest of the crypto market and looking toward it for direction. One thing is for sure, this space will not be short on drama in 2022. Our team finally dialed in on the one center animation. We've decided to include a serial number to ensure a unique image for each of the 100 NFTs. We always appreciate feedback, so go ahead and let us know how we're doing down in the comments. And if it's positive, like and subscribe as well. Happy New Year, and here's to a great 2022.